Hey everybody, it's Lucas D here. I hope you are all well. So I've been thinking about doing a new build in the 2.2 Ascendancy expansion, and I've been thinking about trying out the Righteous Fire Totems build. If you guys are unaware, Righteous Fire Totems, we can now do them in the 2.2 Ascendancy expansion with the Tukahama War's Herald node here in the Chieftain area. Basically what it is our totems are immune to fire damage. So in effect, when we put Righteous Fire with Spell Totem and link them two together, we can actually cast Righteous Fire Totems, and our totems will not be taking damage as they will be immune to the fire damage. And I've just been trying to Fury craft a couple of builds, something that I can probably use when leveling up my character in the Hardcore League. Now, looking at what I've just been coming up with here, I want something that's really defensive. Also, I want something that's really offensive. So I want something that can destroy the monsters really quick, and I want something where I won't die. You know, I want a bit of life, and I want a bit of defense, but at the same time, I want a lot of offense, and I don't want it to be an expensive build. I want something to be very cheap. That's where Righteous Fire Totems is pretty damn handy. Don't have to rely on all the resistances, don't have to rely on all the life regeneration, because I'm not going to be the guy taking all the damage from Righteous Fire. My totems are going to be taking the damage, but they're going to be immune to it. So in effect, it's pretty damn cool if you guys are thinking about doing a build like this. Now, there are two builds I've come up with so far. Of course, we're going to be starting in the Marauder area so we can get the Chieftain nodes. And the pathing I've been trying to look for is, so I don't really need mana, because Righteous Fire Totems, it costs 0 mana to cast the totems anyway, because Righteous Fire is 0 mana. But if you guys are thinking of having a heap of life, this build will probably give about 230% increased maximum life, where you go down to here, so you get the Blood Magic nodes. And effectively what the Blood Magic nodes do is they give you a ton of extra life here. We're looking at 10%, 10%, and 15%. So an extra 35% life there from 3 nodes is pretty incredible stuff. Also, totems need life to do damage with Righteous Fire. So we've got life here, 10% life. We've also got 10% life here, and we've got 20% totem damage here. Pretty damn cool. 20% extra life, yeah, it's okay, but is it worth all the extra nodes over here? Some people say no, not really. If you are going to go through this sort of pathing, you probably want to go with a shield. So you want to pick up the extra shield nodes where you get extra shield block and also extra shield defenses. You'd want to use probably the Lioneyes Remorse shield, which gives you a ton of defense. And effectively, if we go back to the Chieftain area here, our totems will get 50% of our armor. So having the shield nodes is pretty damn cool for this build I've set up here. We get an extra, probably an extra, I think it's 10% chance to block, and we also get 25, 25, 40%, so there's 100% there, and then we've got another 25, 25, 150% increased armor from our shield, so effectively 2,800 armor from Lioneyes Remorse shield, and we also get a lot of armor nodes, so 192% increased armor from just the armor nodes in this build. So if you've got a lot of armor, a ton of armor, it's going to stack, it's going to build up really nice, and your totems are going to benefit 50% of that anyway, which is pretty damn defensive. There are a few things with this build that, you know, might be a bit annoying to some people, but if mainly the damage you want in the area, mainly you want a lot of damage when you're building any build. You want a lot of output of damage. I haven't really tested it out, so I don't know if it's going to put out enough damage from the Righteous Fire Totems or not. You'd probably also want dual curses, which is up here, so you want to have 2 effective curses on your mobs, and even 3 curses with Righteous Fire Totems from Dodre's, that ring that gives an extra curse. Effectively, curses you'd like to have when you're casting is probably Elemental Weakness, Flammability, and if you want a bit of defense, you can also look at Enfeeble or Temporal, not really Temporal Chains, because you're not going to have Dexterity. So Elemental Weakness, Flammability, or Enfeeble. Those are the 3 curses you'll be looking at if you're going to try this build out. Now, this is, in saying this, there is a couple of flaws with this build. we don't get all the area nodes, and you know, with Righteous Fire, you're going to probably need a lot of area of effect for the totems to be effective enough to do the damage, because otherwise you're going to have all the mobs running to you. They're not going to be killing them because the mobs aren't going to be in the area, and you're going to be constantly casting your totems. So that's why I've come up with another build. This is the other build I've come up with here, where we just leave out the blood magic area altogether down here, and we just work our way from the Marauder area, and then we move up to the Templar area here. We pick up all the area nodes here, and we still go down the same route, but we leave out any of the shield nodes. We don't take any shield nodes. We get the searing staff. I think it's the Searing Touch or something, which gives you extra burning damage, a bit more extra damage there. So we take the staff. We get half the % chance to block, which isn't as defensive, but at the same time, more damage, more area is always better defense anyway. And then we work our way up here towards the Jewel Curses, and we also pick up the damage over time over here, and we pick up more damage here, and also we pick up the area nodes, which are very important over here. We get 4 jewel sockets. We also get Mind Over Matter. Now, Mind Over Matter is going to be a defensive thing for this build in this sort of tree, if we look at it this way, if you want to try this sort of style. I am leaning more towards this sort of tree for my Righteous Fire Totems build, mainly on the fact that I need more area for my totems. I need to make sure I'm clearing mobs really fast, and I've got a lot of damage in this. Just looking at it all, like the totems have a ton of damage. I've got 4 jewel sockets, so I can slot in a couple of unique totem jewels in there, like the unique totem one, which gives my totems extra life. There are little tricks I can do where I can make extra damage. I can, you know, get the hidden potential jewel if I'm going to use magic items, because this build doesn't require a lot of expensive gear. You just need basically life, and you need resistances. So the most important thing with this build is life and resistances. Let the skill tree do everything else. Let the skill tree give the totems the DPS. Let the skill tree, you know, give all the damage. Now, if I can get life on magic items and resistances on magic items, then, you know, the hidden potential jewel can give me an extra 140% increased damage, you know, which is awesome as well. But in saying all that, guys, if you're thinking of doing the Righteous Fire Totems build, this is probably the way I'd be doing it, just for the fact that I like the way this works with the area nodes, with the damage. Everything fits in nicely here. Still get 185% increased life, and yeah, so hopefully I'll be testing this build out in my next couple of videos, and hopefully you guys will be following the videos, and hopefully it works out well, and we can give this a try in the new Ascendancy expansion. I'm Lucas D. Thanks for watching. See you later.